Well, he said her name. She was already so lost in grief that she didn't even recognize him standing there in the garden where living flowers and dead people rested. The last time she had seen him, he was limp, lifeless, bloodied, and carried on the strong shoulders of Joseph of Arimathea, who owned a tomb, and John, in whose care he had placed his mother when on the cross. She was there, Mary, at the foot of the cross on Golgotha with John and Mother Mary. She was one of several women whose lives Jesus had transformed and who did not run away on Good Friday. He said her name. There in the twilight garden, before the dawn, she had not run away this time either. As broken as her heart was, she had a greater need, a need that filled that dark, broken place, the space. She needed to honor him, bathe away what the destroyer world had done to him, to show its power. She showed up for him. He said her name. In those days in Jewish belief, a name was much more than a cute little something we attached to a baby without too much thought. You see, throughout the Bible, and also to Jesus, the name you are given tells everyone who you really are, down to the center of your soul. And God, in the Bible, often changes the names of his most beloved souls to reflect who they are truly to become. Abram became Abraham. Abram means exalted father. Abraham means father of a nation. When God, disguised as a man, wrestled with Jacob, which Jacob roughly means the cheater, God renamed him for his strength. He renamed him Israel. He who wrestles with God and men, and he who prevails. And then when Jesus met Simon, that anxious, burly fisherman, which Simon is Shimon in Hebrew, means I am listening. But in an instant, Jesus changed it to Peter, the rock. You are Peter, and it is on this rock that I will build my congregation, and the powers of hell will not conquer it. That's the power of a name. He said her name. In Hebrew, Miryam, Mary is Miryam, a name that also means the herb myrrh, which you use on embalming a person. That twilight morning in the garden, Mary Magdalene may have carried myrrh with her to anoint Jesus. But myrrh oil is also known as the oil of joy for mourning, a substance that God promises in the Bible to give us to replace our grief forever. That twilight when she could no longer see, he didn't need to change her name. He said her name. Mary. Mary. And the light of that dawn pierced her very soul and let in the joy that washed away darkness and doubt. Jesus knew Mary Magdalene as a few things. He knew her as the faithful one, the strong one, who he cleansed of her mental illness years ago, the brave one who Jesus sent from the garden that day to go tell the unbelieving apostles what he had said. He is risen. Jesus called Mary by name, and her very soul blossomed in that garden. You know, my desire for you all is the same thing, that it may happen to you. You came here, we all came here this morning, looking for some shreds of hope, of light, of the oil of joy, instead of the oil we've been putting up with recently. We arrive here knowing we need to hear his voice. He really is calling your name, all of you, all of you. Look around you right now. All of us sitting nearby you, if you're watching at home, think of all the people in your life that you've influenced and touched. The powers that be outside these walls may dismiss us as nobodies. But realize this. If you walk out of anything today, with anything today, realize this. You are not a nobody. You are loved right here and right now by us, and most importantly, by Jesus. By Jesus. Jesus, the Lord of Easter and of your own resurrection. You know, I have a dear member here who, whenever she calls, most of the time, she says it's the same thing. Hi, it's just me. And I always will say, hi, just me. I want you to know you're way more than just me to us. You see, Jesus has called her by name. He's seen her anoint people around her here with love. And to tell you the truth, she is really one of the outstanding volunteers, the just people around here that work to make the world just a little better for people who are sick or impoverished or homeless or just scared. So maybe all of us need to hear our name this way. We try to be just us so that others can hear God's voice. So on this Easter Sunday, when we sing the Alleluia chorus in a few minutes, let the oil of Easter joy fill your souls, and listen for his voice calling to you, calling your name. Alleluia, Christ has risen indeed. Amen.